We're here with Jaimie Alexander from Blindspot at San Diego Comic-Con, and the whole premise of this series is you wake up in the middle of Times Square in a bag, covered in tattoos, naked and alone, go.
Yes, that you actually did a great job at describing the opening sequence of Blindspot. It centers around a woman who has severe amnesia, who has been tattooed from her neck down to her toes. And her entire body is a body of clues. And there's one specific tattoo on her back that is actually the name of the head FBI agent that she ends up coming in contact with, and just what that connection is and why she's covered in tattoos. And she has these extraordinary abilities. I mean, it's a pretty wild ride.
One of the hardest things about playing a character with amnesia is finding a way to connect that character with the audience. How do you guys go about doing this in Blindspot?
I think it all starts with emotion and human connection, and whether or not she had the tattoos, she has literally been through something horrific and traumatic, and I think everybody can sort of relate to feeling like the outcast and feeling a bit lost and just craving somebody's attention. It's actually very relatable. It's heightened circumstances, but extremely relatable. And I think because we've kept it so based in reality, the audience will definitely relate to all the characters on the show.
And how big are like the tattoos tied to her overall character arc versus like the day-to-day series, the week-to-week series?
The tattoos are just an amazing way to get these extraordinary episodes throughout the season. But again, it's very balanced with what's going on internally. Like I said, as though the tattoos weren't there.
The premise is super serious. It seems very, you're dabbling with like terrorism, finding a bag in the middle of Times Square. But do you find moments for lightness in your character, having amnesia?
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of that.
How do you go about discovering like what she likes and who she is and what she finds funny?
You know, that's the fun thing about it for me, because I actually don't know too much about Jane. So as an actor, I kind of get to sort of invent as I go certain things, and it's so great because, there's these great scenes in the pilot where, he's saying, Kurt Weller, the FBI agent, who's played by Sullivan Stapleton, he comes to her and says, you should get something to eat, we'll get you some menus and you can pick out what you like. And she says, I don't know what I like. And just something that simple, it stops him for a minute, because he's like, oh yeah, I guess you don't know. You haven't really eaten much today, you wouldn't know. So there's going to be moments, I think, that we can actually play a little bit of humor as she sort of finds out what she can do, what she can't do, what she likes and what she doesn't like.
And when they sat you down, like the showrunners and the writers, did they tell you what the big reveal is in the end? Do you know where this is going, or are they keeping you in the dark?
I think there's a good balance. I think I'm definitely in the dark about a lot of it. I've been obviously pitched the entire season. I know some of the key points throughout the storyline. As for like the specifics of each episode, I don't know, and I kind of like it. It would probably drive most actors crazy not knowing what they're going to be doing. But for me, it just keeps me on my toes and definitely is very satisfying.
I feel like we're really hitting this great crest in television with strong female leads. iZombie, Orphan Black, Blindspot now, it's obviously a woman-centric lead. Was it always going to be a female actress in the lead?
As far as I know, yes. And I think for me, I just tend to gravitate towards those characters, and I really try to do everything that character can do. I've been trained in, so I can definitely shoot guns without them knocking me over, contrary to my body weight at the moment. But yeah, so I've been training, I've been studying, and I've been learning all these things that she can do, and I just want to make it as realistic as possible. She's not a superhero, so that's new for me. But I like it, and we're just keeping her as grounded as possible in such an extraordinary situation.
Do you get to have like a Neo moment, like, oh, I know Kung Fu?
Oh yeah, there's a few of those. It's just a reflex. That's the one thing about this character, is that the only thing she does really have is her gut instinct and her intuition. And it's interesting because if you really trust that, as you and I, if we really trusted that, that's really all you need.
Yeah, well, it's creepy because it just seems like it'll just creep up on her, and all of a sudden she's like kicking someone's butt.
Yeah. That happens to me all the time, especially on Saturdays. It's really weird.
So you're covered head to toe in tattoos. I'm sure that's a lot of makeup work.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, do you have to get it all removed? I know like the serial killer from True Detective would just wear them in New Orleans. The creepy,
that's creepy.
tattoos. Yeah, did you get them all removed, or did you just say, we'll wear them. We'll try it out tonight.
I actually quite like the tattoos. They take like 7 or so hours to apply full body. So some days I'm not in the full body, some days I'm just forearms and clavicle up and hands. But it does take a while, but I enjoy it, and we have like the best crew ever. and we just have a good time. And it's such a beautiful piece of art to center the show around, you know, and whether it be on me or somebody else, it's just extraordinary what they've done.
So it's definitely not like one of those Hot Topic sleeves.
No, definitely not, although I used to have those. But yeah, I leave them on. I can wear them for about 3 days, and they do pick up lint in the air a little bit, so they'll start to turn a little gray, and then it gets a little zombie. But we'll take them off. It takes a couple hours to take them off, and we reapply them, and I'll wear them for a few more days. And yeah, I kind of like it. It's great going into a Starbucks with them.
And they don't stain your sheets or anything?
No, it's so amazing. I can shower with them on, and
that's crazy.
Yeah, that would be really bad if I couldn't shower.
Yeah, I guess.
There'd be some problems. Yeah.
My final question, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with you and Sif in the next Thor film. We've been teasing out a lot of her origins, but never getting a chance to see it.
Yeah.
Are we going to explore this, and how deep are we going to go?
You know, it's so funny because Marvel, I think on purpose, they don't tell me certain things because they know I'll be like, so here's what's going to happen.
Right.
But I do know I will be in Thor 3, and Sif will have a very pivotal part in that movie. I just can't tell you what because I'll get shot.
Were you excited to see the stuff they put in Ultron that kind of hints at it? It was a big tease out in that.
Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff they've peppered in through, you know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Avengers, like Captain will have some stuff. There's just all kinds of great, I guess you could say Easter eggs and also hints. If you're really paying attention, they're so good at interweaving everything throughout those films.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Sif in street clothes again.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing. What was that like being in normal clothes but also playing Sif?
It was really difficult because I'm so used to the armor, actually kind of the protection of the armor when I'm fighting, because if somebody hits me in the stomach or in the shoulder or the back, I don't feel it because it's real armor. But it was a little weird. I felt very small and kind of thin because, you know, again, when I did that episode of S.H.I.E.L.D., I had like a week's notice, so I wasn't able to. It takes me about 3 months to bulk for Sif. So I was like, oh no, and I don't have my armor to really sell it either. So I was like, great, gonna have to rely on the voice and the wig. But it was fun, and it was, again, a really cool space to play up Sif's vulnerability, which I think, again, makes her more relatable to everybody, you know?
Yeah. Do people freak out when they see you with short hair? I think people don't believe that it's a wig.
They're a little freaked out, yeah. They're like, why would you cut your hair? Did Loki cut it? And I'm like, no. But I was like, he would be dead. No, it's so funny because everybody thinks I have long hair. And I did in the first film. That was my hair, yeah. And then it burnt off with some bleach, and then it's just kind of stayed short ever since. Everybody likes it short. So.
I don't think it works with the Blindspot.
Yeah, you can see all the tattoos really well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.